All right, hey collective. I hope you've been looking good, feeling good, smelling good, eating good, drinking good, thinking good thoughts, having a good time, sharing good energy in good places with good people, doing good things. All right. I have been doing a lot of meditation while I was deciding if I was going to do a reading, because there's a lot of different things that a lot of different downloads, a lot of different understandings. And communications about what's happening. And I was also kind of just sitting back, letting all of that nasty, energy kind of die down. Because, when they know that they've been defeated, their anger just kind of, I don't know, it like ripens their wound or something like that. I don't know where that came from. So ripens their wound. Ooh. So maybe that's how somebody's feeling right now. Like their wound right now is very, 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 like whatever's happening with them, it's not good. Anyway, but this is for humanity's sakes. Your hopes and wishes, do it for the future. Looks like something's happening now in this new movement forward, which is also part of the download. Okay, tell me what you guys want me to talk about that's happening for humanity's sake. Oh, okay, for humanity's sake. Okay, I get it. All right, so Spirit's breaking it down for me and giving me 3 different sections on this card. So I'm supposed to do a reading about for humanity's sake. I'm supposed to do another reading about your hopes and wishes. And then I'm supposed to do another reading about do it for the future, which are the sun, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your Pluto. Okay. All right. So for humanity's sake, I think I've mentioned before in my readings how they don't have any regard for, human life. One of the reasons and ways that I know that is because they send spell work to children. They were very aware that like, oh, well, what if, because, everybody knows the what if scenarios. Well, what if we can't, get this person to do whatever it is that you're trying to do? Let's say, unalive themselves. What if we can't get them to do that, or be in that type of energy, that depressive type energy? What if it goes to their child? These people said they didn't care. They were like, oh, that's fine, because if something happens with their child, then they'll be sad. They'll be so sad. And to me, it's just kind of another level. Like, it helps me to understand because, I've often wondered, like, what could be going on with children that take their lives, And it's always, such a tragic thing but I could see how if there was spell work being sent to a parent and the person behind the spell work had no regard. I mean, clearly they couldn't, because if they wanted this person alive, knowing that this person has children, they didn't care that the children were going to be left without a parent, right? They're thinking that, oh, it's just this slander trauma. No, this went way past that. Whomever this is, somebody had a social vengeance with someone that they had a domestic interaction with. And there's probably another domestic oppressor as well. And it's all a part of a religious crime. Essentially, that's just really what it is. They just don't like that this person is spiritual. Don't like that this person is, is able to mend their own broken heart, is able to not be a slave to love, and, understands their identity and different time frames, and, holds themselves accountable. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. Oh, and exudes self-love. Can't forget the self-love. Don't forget the self-love. Okay. They also maybe understand that you understand your pre-earth existence. And that's what makes you seem wiser beyond your years, or what makes you wiser beyond your years. Let me correct myself, because I hate it when other readers, don't use the right words. which is probably why I just don't watch any more readings. I think that's another part for the collective too. It's like you may be finding that if you're not confused, okay, that was one of the other. Oh, and then the lover identity, that was the actual download. Was that's another thing. They believe that they can do spell work on you or send in any more catfish. You know, they think that they can catfish you. Well, you are a communicative and normal person, that you will spark up conversation and communicate with people. You're never under anyone's spells. Like, you're never, like, I don't know, you, like, with respect to, like, someone trying to come in and pretend as though they're your divine partner, you know exactly who your divine partner is. You two have already connected. And if you haven't met in real life, once you meet, that identity will be so easy for you to understand. Again, it's that passive conformity lesson that was in the previous reading. Like, that's how you'll know. It'll be so easy. I keep hearing it's so easy to fall in love. Again, you're a lovable person. Your person is a lovable person. And you guys love hard. That's been the only issue, is that you loved hard. You loved the wrong people hard. You loved the people who didn't love you hard. All right. So for humanity's sake, okay. And so they, you know, they didn't care, you know, that your child could get bullied and, you know, end up in the same type of energy that they were trying to put you in. And, you know, I think that that's such a human, disgusting type of individual. Not to mention, like, they have no reason and no, you know, because that's also part of the downloads too, is that, another part of that is that, what they did to you is what cleared your name. So it's like the things that they did, that is where the proof lies. Like, people have gotten proof. They see, like, either the people that they were working with, 7:07 on the clock, see that they did things, like, see what they were doing around them, or they're experiencing that on their own by way of your understanding that because they couldn't sacrifice you, the deal that they made was for human life. Again, for humanity's sake. They don't care about human life. So they know that it's prophecy. Oh, wow. The whole city is on fire is what it's saying here. The whole city is on fire because they tried to take on this natural warrior. Like, this person couldn't take themselves out. Like, that's what they didn't understand. Like, this person can't even do this. If you guys did do whatever you were doing and were successful, like, it still would not work. But anyway, so look, human sacrifice, right? City fire, inheritance. The whole city is on fire because of this. I you know, people be thinking I'm making up stuff. That's would be the thing about it, is that's why I like using these cards too, because there's no way you can't see what I just saw, like, unless you close your eyes. Yeah. So yeah, indeed, these people, either they do not believe in God, maybe the people that were leading them, maybe the people that they were leading, maybe some of them felt like they did believe in God and that they were upholding, you know, but God never told you to take vengeance into your own hands. That's what confuses me about these individuals, is like, you can't say that you serve God, that you belong to, you know, God, that you understand God and how God, you know, expects us to work here on this planet this time around. You know, it was wild because this Viking energy is on this card here. Where is it at? Right here. That slander, trauma, whatever. So what I understand a little bit better too is a while back, like maybe a year or so ago, I was frequenting a specific like mystic bookstore, and so the owners and stuff and I were discussing things like past lives and things like that and Viking history. And then the husband made a comment like, oh, that's really, you know, horrible, those Vikings were bad people. And I said, well, I believe that everybody, you know, understood what they were doing, whether it be from this side or that side. So I think that's also a part of the war trauma that they didn't expect or didn't know. Like, are they sure they got into the right Akashic records then? Because I mean, I only be bringing that up because it's like, well, if you know this about yourself, how come they didn't know this if they said that they were in your Akashic records? I think they got something mixed up there and something mixed up about some like polyamorous or polygamous or polyamorous relationships. So either of those two, polygamous or polyamorous relationships. Maybe there's even a maternal identity that was even confused about things. That looks like that situation is kind of like those individuals, I guess the familial individuals that didn't believe in your prophecy gifts and stuff, and this has been a lesson for them. It's going to be something like the pre-Columbian Americans time frame is what they're saying. This is coming down as a response from the ancestors of these individuals because of the way that they deceived or betrayed this loved one. And this is a forced conversion. And these people will, likely die with, pass away with guilty consciences. Their lives will end with guilty conscience, or that trauma will like eat them up, because it's this starvation, the dehydration energy. I kept getting a download of something about like dry like the desert, and a lot of the deserts are kind of the areas where they find a lot of archaeological stuff too. Might I add. But anyway, like that relates to Egyptian. So I feel like it's some Egyptian times kind of war ending. And, I don't know all the histories, but maybe someone else does and they can look it up and find out. Oh, look, I just be playing around. But maybe they'll understand and like be able to figure out something about that connection for yourself. Let's see. So, what else should we know? We know that they don't believe in God. We know that exactly what they did is what cleared your name. So, everything that they tried to say that you were doing, they were guilty of doing it. And because of what they were trying to do to you, you couldn't possibly be the person doing all of this stuff. There's like an end coming to this, everybody thinking that you're some type of like unlawful magician or something like that. Oh, that's what the other download was. And I think I was going to just do something special, but I guess since it's coming up, I'll just go ahead into that. So, what essentially, so the way that the money magic worked actually for the benefit of the collective is it enabled the collective to see their highest value without having any real constraints. Like when you talk about a limitless being, that is what they've basically helped you to realize within yourself by trying to force you out of being able to keep, a regular job or, how that stuff works. Trying to push you out of industries entirely, and then the whole industry dissipates as a result. And you had all these other, things that you do it for the future. Okay, your hopes and your wishes. Spirit is not letting me miss a beat today, and I appreciate that. Okay, so basically that's what their money magic basically did. Anything that they've done just kind of pushes it to the next level. So if you and all the things that they can do, like it's the same spell work at the same time every year. So that's also why it doesn't work. It's because like, okay, you already did this stuff once. You think I'm going to fall for it again? So that's why it just ends up being instant backfires right now. It's because where can the spell work go if it's not spelling? Look at that, the tower. As I was like, boom, boom. And then the Queen of Pentacles. So very much so about the money situation. I ain't making it up. You're in your essence. You're in your you. They hate that though. And it's like, well, the more that you fight it, the more that it expands. Because what happens is because you can't actually work against this person, it's always going to be like an expansion of opportunities for the individual, because now it's past learning the lessons. Now it's past the healing. This is a healed person just acting out. And I feel like that was another download too. And I feel like you're acting this out, but like in such a way that it's like, it's so easy. Again, it's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy that as soon as you make a step, you find out all the information and you're like, wow. It's almost like, you know how they swaddle the baby for you the first time you ever went in the hospital? They swaddle the baby for you so it lays there nice and quiet and cozy. Well, it's kind of like that energy. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles here, like, yeah, that's also like an indication too that like you already know to keep your business on the hush. You already know like whatever money you got flowing, whatever things you got going, you're keeping it on the hush. You've learned your lesson. So like we said already. All right, should I even be in this? Yeah, Ace of Swords. Look, you've got truth and clarity about who you can trust, who you can't trust, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's basically the secret ingredients here, because it's giving me this Lucifer card, right? And this provides liberation and illumination, incites jealousy and envy. So that's why this energy comes out. That's the only reason why this energy even comes out, is because you're liberated and it's illuminated. You know, you see how this, and I was looking at this the other day too. Okay, hopefully I can remember all the information they told me about this card, but you see how it's like a bunch of heads? That's these cities, that's these organizations, that's these friends groups, that's these family groups. That's all of their heads. It literally is. And that's you. And they want to make you out to be like Lucifer, but look at you, little angel baby. Little angel baby. That was also part of the downloads. Okay, so that's what it was, the connection. Oh, okay. And honestly, this is the truth. Like, I can't even deny it, because I just picked this up from over here off the top, which you guys saw a second ago. And then it's backing, like, as soon as I took Lucifer off, it's the Ace of, the King of Swords, which is the truth, says right there, right? So, anywho, the message that I received, and you have to understand, when you channel, you channel. You know, if you've dealt with your demons, you've dealt with your demons. If you've conquered the demons within yourself, you've conquered the demons within yourself. If you've, and that's why I'm saying, like, healed people understand things differently. Or people who just are open to being able to communicate too. Once you start to really take your walk and say, okay, I'm going to do my shadow work. I'm going to try to figure out what this is. Because that's what someone told me too, what they felt like. And I was like, oh, did you see it that way? Because to me, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, I understand what this is, because I experienced it, more often than not. So it was just kind of like, oh, okay, maybe I am onto something, since this feeling was increased. The warrior energy was increased in my life. And I knew I was a warrior, but it was kind of like, well, wait a minute. Whose idea was this one? But the more that I saw that, I was like, okay, there must be something more. There must be something greater that I'm here to do. And I don't know, maybe that's what people didn't know about you, and that's why you got all these heads that you sit on top of, like this little angel baby. And I keep laughing because I described the baby that was swaddled. Maybe that's what they were trying to do, swaddle you with themselves. And it was like, no, because I'm still going to grow my wings and fly away. Like, that's the energy that I get. There's just like ain't no worrying, there's so many songs that, oh goodness. When I think about Jesus and what he did for me, when I think about Jesus, how he set me free, I can dance all night. That's one of them. That's like immediately pushing itself out. And I remember that because I was just kind of, the moment that I was introduced to that song, it seemed like what I was experiencing was really a huge struggle. But when I look back, whenever you look back, and that's why looking back is allowed too. It's only so you can be like, well, wait a minute. And that's what maybe is the tactic, your hopes and wishes, maybe even though what you hoped and wished doesn't look like what it did before, you still have hopes and wishes. You still understand that there is a future for yourself. You have this fanatical faith in yourself is what I'm understanding. I'm seeing this here. And you have like this spinster love for yourself. So where it's like you understand it's okay to be selfish with yourself until you are with your person. And people may misunderstand that or misinterpret this, this very defensive energy that you hold. within yourself. It's maybe even the energy that people are sometimes often met with when they are intimidated about what it is that they're approaching you for. Because I felt a lot of confusion. I felt like heavy confusion in that. Yeah, maybe even people who are like attracted to you and don't really know how to get next to you even can feel that. So maybe that's that invitation. Okay, maybe it's an invitation for somebody. If you look. And for some people, it should be an indication, like they, you know. Oh, yeah. Maybe they're misinterpreting your Six of Swords energy. Okay, I get that. Like, maybe people feel like the fact that, like, this came up before. Why? Leave and accept and like go on to do things better. Like that just came up just now too. Or maybe that energy that you carry, it's like it's fluid into your relationships with people too. So it may make you look as though like you don't value them, because you were you quick to like cut off people and be like, but that was your protection, right? So there may be people that are actually realizing that now, that like that defensive energy that they felt with you, that may have been like this Seven of Wands. Essentially, it's this Six of Swords, which they still are kind of misinterpreting, but they see like maybe it's being realized, because it says travels the world over and in an instant brings anything anywhere. So I feel like, yes, this has taken place. This information has conquered, you know. I feel like enough. I feel like it's like if it's not 85%, it's 92 or something like that percent of what I guess the 100% were of people that it had traveled to. Whatever it is, maybe it be, I don't know. Or maybe that's just like the conglomerate of you know, skeletons. Gives the truth about thefts and hidden treasures and willing to do anything one commands. And maybe that's what they see. It's almost kind of like they used. Oh, well, yeah. They used everything that you are in this Six of Swords energy against you, is what I'm understanding. So the fact that you could move around, you know, you could travel the world in an instant and kind of like just change things for yourself. They made that seem as though like you were using spell work or something, but in reality, you're just that type of person. Like you just think outside of the box, you know, maybe the isolation as a child or segregation, maybe even as a child, gave you the opportunity, because that's usually what happens with very intelligent children too. It's like when they're isolated or segregated, they go on to learn more things that other people couldn't, you know, learn and accomplish. But you know, oh, King of Swords, the truth coming out here again. Reveals knowledge of forthcoming battles and procures the favor of lords and kings. So maybe this is just a confirmation that like this has been communicated for some time, that people knew that their forthcoming battles and procedures, that this King of Swords energy would prevail. You know, this truthful energy would always prevail. But maybe again, that's what people, because they knew that it could possibly work, you know, on you. They knew that it could possibly not work on you. They knew that it could possibly work on your children. They knew that it could possibly not work on your children. And I apologize for anybody that any of this worked on, you know, because I know that, you know, not everybody's story is successful in, you know, overcoming whatever that they do that comes between a parent and a child, whether it just be another nasty, griping parent who just doesn't want the child to have a relationship with you because they can't, or whether it be, you know, someone who's actually sending demonic spell work to try to take your life, or, you know, anyone around you. That's also a thing of it too. It could, you know, but that again, Spirit keeps saying, but that's why this change is occurring. That's why this change is taking place. They're offending. I feel like they're offending the universe. I'm just being honest with you. I feel like they're offending the universe because we all had common knowledge that we would have that, look, it's psychic wounding trauma. We all knew inherently. And oh, okay, so that was another download too. So it's like there's this thing that people don't understand it, that like psychic wounding and trauma, and like just trauma in general, like that can be healed just like everything else. It's just there are, you know, levels to every devil, right? Just like there are levels to, you know, devils on every level, right? So in the enemy of that one, like the psychic wounding of the trauma, well, it's just for people to find like some type of way to understand that it's not the end, or to find another way to say, well, you know what, it's not, you know, it's not in vain, or to find a way that, like, oh, there's all these healing modalities. That's all I can tell you, because everybody is different. One of the downloads that I keep getting heavily is just the energy about, Justin Bieber. And I was considering doing a reading on my celebrity tarot table, page about YouTube about that too, about like on them, pull some cards on he and his wife now that he's a father, because there's things that occurred in his life that he can't undo, that are now made public knowledge, which don't put him in a very good light. But in the moments that these things were taking place, this person was innocent, right? This person was groomed to understand and believe that this is how we do it, you know. There are full-grown adults that were willingly engaging in these things, and they full well knew that it was not appropriate. So there's a lot that he's probably going through, that he's got a child. Now he's got to figure out, he's still processing his own stuff. Now he's got a baby that he's got to figure out how to raise and be there for, when he's still figuring out how to be there for his wounded child self. So all the money in the world don't matter now. That's what we be saying. You know, when people who use the phrase that say like, if money is your problem, you don't have a problem. Because this psychic wounding, this stuff that these people are about to experience and not know how to let go of, a lot of these people, you know, are just destined to, you know, be in this because they don't, like, the fact that someone would do this helps you to understand why they won't be able to defeat this. Is because their mind is already full well knowing that they could not. That's why they did this in the first place. Okay? So, you know, just like, and it's wild because some of us may have experienced things that we don't even discuss, like being, you know, involved with the police. They've been trying to make sure that you had some type of criminal record, which you seem to evade every time. You know what I mean? Constantly trying to put you in some type of legal trouble, right? Get you locked up or in trouble, or, you know, some of us have been poisoned by, you know, conniving women and family members that we thought were, you know, there for us. Oh, you want to come do this? You want to come do that? You know. They have nothing but bad karma coming to them. A lot of these people may even be trying to look you up and see what you're doing too. Yep. Some of them are in this cyberbully energy. Okay, so that's where this cyberbully energy is coming from. Ooh, but justice, the fact that justice is coming has been illuminated. That's why they're trying to start doing all of this stuff now, looking you up and trying to cyberbully you, maybe even trying to threaten you and make you feel threatened. I wouldn't even, oh my gosh, I wouldn't even, like, that's just the reality of it. We full well know that these people are just running their mouths. They're just pushing out this nasty negative energy. You know what I mean? And at this point, it's like, that's why you can't fail yourself. You know what I mean? It's just really this Lucifer energy. It's like, it just doesn't even matter anymore. This is for humanity's sake, because it's like, you knew that, yeah, this is for humanity's sake. All the individuals that have to live with all these drama starters, these people that pull out all of this negative energy and from themselves, because that's all they hold, and try to send it in your direction. Maybe people are doing well at dodging these bullets of these girl fights too. Individuals that want to, you know, go at it. Maybe even, yeah, that's what I got. I get, because this whole city is on fire. Like, people are now realizing, oh, wow. Okay. So I'm supposed to go into some past spiritual energy that was maybe missed. Okay. All right. You're going to have to help me with this one, because Past spiritual energy. That was missed. Past spiritual energy. That was missed. Past spiritual energy. That was missed. Okay. So, this is really super helpful and very like straight to the point. Can you even see all of that? I don't think you can. There we go. There we go. Okay, so listen. You're avoiding toxic people. So the fact that you're avoiding toxic people, these toxic like drama starters, these people who are having bad karma, that are trying to cyberbully, the people that are trying to look you up and stuff like that because you were born to stand out. You doing that is what you did not do in the past life. And I get it's not like multiple, it's just the last one, maybe like the most recent one that was closest to this one. And that's why it's felt like such a dramatic pull this time, is because of the fact that they had figured it out that time. But whatever they figured out that time, there was something different. And I don't know if it has something to do with technology. I think it does, but that's also oftentimes the issue. And sometimes I speak back and I talk about the previous ascension and the Mayans and whatever, and how technology failed them. But I feel like that's what's happening in this instance with the individuals in this bad karma who, you know, don't believe in God, whatever, type energies. They essentially are the ones who are now being put in the position where, how can I explain it? They're looking for a fresh start, but they're only available to watch your fresh start, like, is what I'm understanding. Like, the only available opportunity in this lifetime is for them to watch. And it's because maybe last time was their first lifetime with you. Okay, thank you for that help. Yeah, so maybe you can sleep and see the beauty in that. Maybe that's something else that helps you sleep so well at night, is knowing that you'll get this fresh start because of that. Because the previous lives, those were the things that maybe faltered. So you're learning to find the beauty in everything, you know, this lifetime, and seeing the world for all of its aspects. And maybe that's something that was the final thing. I'm hearing the final frontier or a final countdown. I'm hearing a lot of different finals in my head. So maybe this is that final lifetime as well. And don't get me wrong. Some people are in their final lifetime of seeing if their good outweighed their bad lifetimes, for them to just proceed in their own lineage after death, is what I'm understanding. And then there are others who are, you know, just here, you know, in their first or second year, trying to, you know, figure themselves out, or hopefully they'll start to figure themselves out. Because I feel like the 144, of course, we're the ones who, you know, have consistently understood and gotten things right. And the last go round, where we live outside of our lineage, or have to live, you know, in these matrices, is the one where there's 144 of us, where we learn to continue to exude kindness towards these toxic people. I'm telling you, avoiding these toxic people and just staying in the kindness energy. And I'm not meaning be any kind of pushover, because not having boundaries puts you in the incorrect energy, because then you're becoming, you know, you're just becoming somebody else's, you know, punching bag, and that's not what we're here for either, right? We're here to create as well, so they can't, that interferes with that. Which is also why I'm really, you know, grateful, you know, that, you know, the things in my life have turned out the way that they have, you know. Some of these people may be trying to get readings on you, and they're understanding that, like, oh, you rediscovered yourself, and, you know, you decluttered any, you know, unuseful thinking or ways of being, you know, because it's not always about decluttering the home. It can be about the way you live your life, the way you look at things, maybe, you know, just kind of being comfortable in an uncomfortable energy. Maybe even changing your fanatical faith to being, you know, a meditative person. Yeah, maybe that's one of the things that you're realizing is the most maybe exclusive part about yourself, is that you desire that within your whole home. That's just kind of like your way of making sure that everyone in your home has love, has the tender love and care that they need. Is that everybody in the home be available to receive benefits from different things that you understand spiritually. I mean, decidedly so. Who wouldn't, right? So I feel like that's one of the things that are going to be not personified, because it's real, it's true. So not personified, which will be prominent. So that's one of the things that will be prominent. So with respect to like, for anyone who's, hopes and wishes is with respect to the children that they do still have with them, because I know some people lost children due to this spell work, and some people, came very close to it. Some people, might just be subsiding their fear about it now. It just depends. But maybe a social media detox will help with finishing out this portion of your awakening. That was also a download I got too, about it kind of feeling like there was a storm, but there wasn't. And you knew there was no storm, but you could feel like the eruption or the like rupture of movement, like in the natural atmosphere, with respect to the energies. Yeah. And I guess that's just when you because it's like every time you really get, in the zone of this energy, that's when these energies press at you, because you're that much closer, is what I'm understanding. I feel like that's what continues to get you one step closer too, is the less that you care about whatever anybody thinks, feels, believes, wanted to say, etc., 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 about your awakening. In reality, that you're in this energy of celebration, and these good times are coming from hard work, the time spent in good company. I did get a lot of friendship energy too out here. I'm gonna leave this here for right now. Let's see. Let's take a trip and see what else. There's some sibling. There's some sibling energy that's maybe there's a sibling that's wanting to negotiate something with you or talk to you about something, perhaps. I don't know. That's what I just saw here. And they feel like you're in this adventurous energy where you have like this unknown courage and your life is thrilling, and they want to know how you do that. How you do that there. That awakening there. Always come out on the top there, because that's how you do that there. I'm just saying, that's how you do it. Like, a lot of people see that in you. I don't know, like, what did they expect? When you're watching look at that. When you're watching a great one, you're watching a great one. It's like there's a little bit too much to explain. And that's the thing people don't understand too. That was a download as well. It's like some people think that, oh, well, I'm just going to learn by hearing someone else. No, everybody's things are different. Everybody's generational curses are differently held based on their lineage. And so different spiritual aspects may come into play. One person may be called to start picking up different herbs. Another person may be called to actually, do breath work. Another may be called to do, this. A lot of them are going to be common, but then there's ritualistic things that some people are like, oh, well, I could never do that. Like, I would never burn sage. That is a comfortable feeling for someone to have. But there may be other things that they would engage in on the spiritual side, in the ritualistic manner, that would that benefit them, because that's a part of their just assignments and procedures with respect to their lineage. And I don't think that that's what people understand, why spirituality is an encompassing of, multiple religions. We don't just look at one. Like, have you ever seen a spiritual person not, have some decks of cards that, are indicative of a different, time frame, period in life, et cetera, than the one that they exist in even? You know what I mean? Or one that like sings to them. Some people like fairies. They may be fae. Their lineage may be fae. A lot of things people have to understand is not, there is kind of like a black hole energy when you get down to it, of like that you can get into that black hole energy when you try to understand all of them, but it's not about understanding. It's just being accepting of the fact that you should be respectful and not being, in some type of, oh, that was the heavy download I got the other day. That's how you know when someone's on the wrong side, when they're in competition. When they bring up the competition, that's when you need to hightail it out of there. That's a black hole you don't want to go down, because that's a black hole of badness. Okay? Black hole of badness. You want to stay in that rose, the good smelling energy. Accelerating that. When somebody's trying to get you to be in a competition with someone else, that's when you have to have full, that's when you should know at that point, look, go ahead, it's cool to end this, because that's not the right type of energy. That's not the right type of energy. It's almost kind of like, do you want your rock to be round because it may roll around, or do you want it to be, you know, mounted, you know, kind of like on this mountain edge energy? I don't know why the mountains and, you know, such keep coming up, but I get maybe there's some reverence to that. Like maybe that's where you feel best too. Maybe hiking is your zhuzh, or maybe hiking might be something that you haven't done that maybe you're interested in, or I don't know, you know, or maybe it'll bring you some focus and clarity. But yeah, who needs TLC the rock? Yeah, so what I was saying was when, because that's just going to make you tired. All it's going to do is accelerate your brokenness and your tiredness. It's going to wear you out, and you're just going to find yourself at the end quickly broken. When you follow that energy of like someone coming to you with, it's an illusion of competition. When someone's like, oh yeah, you shouldn't because of this. No. You know, most people who are here just to kind of be fair and be like, okay, my experience with someone might not be another person's experience. Maybe they just didn't like my energy, so they may, you know, choose to say they don't know the person, or say, oh yeah, I believe I may have met them once or twice, but they never really have anything to say. You know, they don't believe in like giving into that snooping like energy. So I believe that's the collective like understanding like where to place their energy. That's also kind of one of the things that you can tell the difference between is like a snooping energy, someone that comes in with this like darkness and distrust and is curious about where you hold somebody, if you like them or don't like them, and you know, all of that type of energy. That's definitely an indication too. That should have been clear to the community heads. I call them heads because all these skulls, these community heads that went along with this Luciferian type energy. But I feel like you ended up looking like the Luciferian. Yeah, Spirit saying yes, definitely hightail it out of there when you see that energy. Someone who's like, oh yeah, like, or someone this is a narc thing too. Okay, so this is one of my ex used to do this stuff, like bring up a problem that I had with a family member or something where somebody had wronged me, like a friend or something, like just bring that up randomly just to kind of like jab at you and make you get in this energy of, you know, distrust, you know, just trying to pique their curiosity of whether or not they could they could push your buttons and open you up to put you into a negative energy. So that's going to be, don't be surprised if that's something that you may notice, is maybe people are coming around with that type of energy, trying to see if they can, like, you know, reset this rhythm. But again, they can't catfish you, you know what I mean? So my thought would just be, if it's not your divine masculine or your divine feminine, then, you know, stray away from that. You know, for a lot of divine masculines, they know as soon as they see her, you know, so I don't have to say much for them. It's usually the divine feminine, the one that's, you know, being approached. You know what I mean? That's usually the one that's confused about which lover to choose. Well, I can't say that. The divine masculines do get confused with the karmics, but if they're in their full divine energy right now, they see their divine feminine. They know the difference. They're fully aware. I don't feel like there's any, their veil was lifted on October 30th of last year. Yeah, they know where their Ten of Cups is. They know what the Ten of Cups energy feels like, looks like, smells like, acts like. Yeah, look, that King of Pentacles coming out with the security, and I think that came out a little bit earlier, was the Queen of Pentacles, right? Yeah, they know where to give to. So I'm not even gonna go into all of that. Ooh, who was 43 on the clock? And it's also saying here, I like that. That must be some divine masculines watching, being like, hell yeah. Maybe those are the ones that are getting this sleep and rest, those King of Pentacles energies. The Three of Wands is the bottom energy for this is saying procures the love of a woman. Man, you can't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Procures the love of a woman. Tells things of the past, present, and the future. So it's like now maybe divine masculines are in this Three of Wands energy, and so that they understand things on a bigger level, maybe. Right now, like where they're at, they're ready for this adventure that they've been meditating on. You know, they are ready to be this rock. There's no more, yeah, I'm getting a heavy headache energy. So I think that's the energy that's giving these toxic people headaches, is this, they can't, you know, they can't round it out for this person to kind of roll their way, is what I keep hearing. Like, we can't round it out to roll it this way. So maybe they were even working with a crystal ball. Maybe even with some candle magic, and maybe even trying to offer food while this person is resting, this divine masculine, because the Four of Swords was in here. And I see a cast iron skillet in here. Ooh, that didn't work though. A strong and faithful fighter follows all commands and answers all questions. So it's kind of like, yeah, the password box is only opened by the person who who holds the password. Okay, so for any divine masculines who are wondering if like their process of hesitation has caused any, you know, instability in their unions, it has not. I don't see that. I feel like that was a question. I don't even know where that question came from because I just saw it in the card, but I don't know. What card was I looking at? I don't even know. Professor, I don't even know how I saw that. That's why I told you we are gifted. We see from our third eye. So a lot of times, like I say, if we can't see what's on the card, then we can't say what, like, we might look at the card like this and we don't see anything. Those of us who are, you know, we don't just read, you know, we haven't just memorized cards meanings, you know, we have, but we don't, that's not how we read. We can read a person just in communication with them and just having a conversation. I can tell you, you know, what you need to do. So that's how a lot of us divine beings work. So I feel like that's also what's coming into play as people are seeing that. That's the magic of you. It's just that you just know, I mean, that's just the divine gift. You know, that's the inheritance part of it. Is that you just, that's just your capability. This magician energy that you hold. This, you know, yeah, being able to go within and I guess like evade deceit, lies, and trickery, and people cheating you, and thefts and underhandedness and scheming. And it's like, how did that match up? People are wondering, like, how did you make a break for it? And you're like, oh, by soul searching and spiritual enlightenment and self-reflection and introspection. Look that one up. And contemplation and inner guidance and overall solitude, just peace and happiness with oneself. Like looking at, after doing all of that and being like, hey, you know what? I think I deserve a whole lot more than I done got. All that. You feel me? It's kind of like, you know, I guess with them girls with the BBLs be feeling like before they get the BBLs, like they deserve a little bit more. You know, but in this instance, because you didn't go BBL it, you know, you wasn't, you know, you thought that one out. You was like, for some reason you knew it was going to be a stinky situation. And you just didn't. Like, that's just what you do. Like, that's just how you be rolling, though. And I feel like the more you open up to the spirituality and moved out of rigidness of understanding of how God works is what enabled you to really like have this like sleep easy life, you know. Look at this, Queen of Cups, love to love you. Eight of Cups on the bottom, Guide of the waters. So you may be a water sign, or you know that maybe like you work with water, you do water magic as well, or spiritual baths, or you know, maybe manifest into your water and drink a lot of it. Do water fast, I don't know. Can make storms and rough seas. Causes men to die in 3 days of putrid wounds. So I get an energy of essentially once it's made known like where you stand and what you feel, it's very full felt as far as like you cutting ties with people. And I feel like that's what wounds people in the process of them trying to come for you. I get a lot of mermaid energy here on this 8 of Cups too. I also get an energy of like, if you resonate at all with a feeling of like, you know, this is my third time. Maybe if you feel like you're living your third life now, like this is the third, you know, energy, if you will. I don't know another word for it, but like life. I really feel like for a lot of the collective, it's like this is your third life. Maybe there's one of adolescence when you were younger, and then maybe there's one of like adulthood, and then maybe there's one of like this future life of like from, you know, beyond adulthood. You know, maybe this is your, I don't know. I mean, maybe we should look at it as one of as what's homegirl said about her marriage. I don't know. She said it was college and she graduated. I was like, no grad school? You just couldn't become a doctorate of marriage? You just couldn't see the marriage to go past just, okay. You didn't want it for life? Okay. And I also get that, like, maybe you're one of those individuals where you also didn't choose the standard way of going about things. But you did choose the route of being able to continually grow, manifest, learn, and restructure and rebuild oneself in every way possible. And each time it just continued to be, you know, very lucrative is what I'm hearing right now. You know, a very good solvent is what I'm hearing. I don't know, maybe you invent things. Maybe there's somebody out there with a new glue that's supposed to stick everything together. I don't know. But Queen of Cups teaches all sciences. Maybe you teach scientists. Maybe you will teach other teachers. Okay? I don't know. But performs wonderful poetry. Maybe the way that you converse about things when you have more in-depth dialogue is actually very illuminating, and I want to say illustrious, which I don't want to put it in the wrong way, but it's something that makes you even more intriguing is what I'm understanding. And that fact that you in the Queen of Cups energy, like in a loving, nurturing, good person type energy, you follow all of those requests with excellence. So it's like, if someone asks you to show up, if you say you're going to show up, you do. And if you don't, you do hold yourself very, like, I don't know, you might let yourself have it. Sometimes I feel like you're a little hard on yourself, which is why you try not to take on more than you can handle. And Spirit is saying this culmination of you giving and being able to, like, you know, double yes it now is what I'm seeing, because I see 2 yeses. In culmination and charity giving is like this is what's leading to this unexpected windfall and lump sum of money. Maybe even a will that's been entrusted to you, or a deed, some trust funds that you weren't aware of, an inheritance, but it's going to prove to be that solid foundation, this rock energy, and you will be considered to be very privileged and you know, someone who has it's saying inherited issues, ancestry. So it's like you were appropriately chosen to be the one to inherit these issues because of the fact that you were able to overcome them. Like, you are the one that creates the ancestry that becomes legacy. Okay. Ooh, look, and returning to one roots. Okay, so this was also a very good download. Oh, cool. So I'm only being asked to do one reading. All right, you guys get it. Unless I'm get called back here. But right now you've returned to your roots. So you've cleansed that childhood trauma energy, the relationship energy, any type of yearning from past influences, any childhood memories, any homesickness, any nostalgia, things that you yearned for as a child, any things that as a child that may have warped your view, any reunions that you anticipated or hoped for when you were younger. You are very much so in this playful energy, a very useful, innocent energy as you are creating. You're going to be encountering or are encountering a lot of kindness, goodwill, and very simplistic type of energies that will be doing this. So it's like, it's not a whole bunch of like confusion or question. These people are here to help, and that's what they do. And there's not, you don't have to do a lot. You just receive. So very much so returning to your roots has put you into this receiving mode. And though maybe to others it looks like a Two of Swords and a Seven of Cups here, it's basically, there's all these dreams that you have, right? Because I see this dreams at the top of the Seven of Cups. And in this Seven of Cups, there's a person, someone broke this down really good before this specific Seven of Cups, how the cup in the middle is you, and you're cloaked, you're covered, 55 even on the clock when I said that. So you're cloaked. So whatever it is that you have in your head that you've chosen out of all these cups, it's in your cup and it's cloaked. So there's nothing that anybody can do to deter these dreams and these desires and these goals and these aspirations. And that's basically, put you in a position where you have a lot of options, you have choices. I believe right now, there are multiple possibilities in which way and location even that you can go. Like a lot of opportunities here. Picking and choosing, a lot of decisions to be made. You may have felt some procrastination recently, but that's, you're kind of out of that dreaming, fantasy, illusion, wishful thinking, imaginative, hallucinogenic energy now. And you've moved on into this Two of Swords, which this one clearly is more of like a delegating type of energy. And I know that word came up in the previous reading too, and that was a part of the downloads too, saying something about delegating again. So this Two of Swords is saying that this Two of Swords represents building towers. So basically, anybody coming for you is going to be met with a tower. That's just the reality. That's just what it is. Okay, that's the Two of Swords energy that encompasses in your space at this point. Maybe there's, because of you being in this headhunter, because now the word headhunter is right here on this card, right here. It's being illuminated to me as I put it down. It's like, it's the explosion of you acquiring all of these heads. Lucifer, little baby angel, Lucifer. You all sweet baby. I remember the rest of that download that I was talking about in the beginning. Okay, so this Lucifer energy, I want you to understand, underneath here is also that other energy that represents, like, there's the Death card, and then there's the Devil card. I think is down here too somewhere. But the energy that those two kind of represent for me with this deck is more of an energy also of, like, not just you, but then also Lucifer. Now I'm curious to see what this card looks like and if I see anything else in it. Is in this energy of, like, is more than glad to take all of these heads, because that's better for them anyway. In the army of, people being able to get more people to think that they should be in this energy. So it's like, even though these people feel like I don't know, like, the collective knows there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a lot of work to be done. Like, we won the war, but there's still work to be done, because now all of these heads here exist, but this just means people are going to be in a bad way. So there'll just be more representation. Oh, great. That's what this is. Okay, now I'm getting the full explanation, guys. So there will be more visible representation of people being in a bad way. So homeless. And I know that people have been saying, oh, we're coming upon a, another, what do they call it? That economic crisis energy. Maybe that's what it's called. Where everything, falls down, that type of energy. But then, at the same time, new billionaires are made, or whatever they say. I don't know. But anyway, what I'm getting is a heavy energy of that right now, too. Like, in this instance, because there'll be such a mass of people that represent this massive group, and you'll be illuminated so figuratively, right? That's also what eschews the view for people, you know, behind. So there's still work to be done. People are still going to end up in the wrong mindset, just simply because even though they couldn't get you, which Lucifer knew, Lucifer got all of them. So now it's going to help in Lucifer's goal to show that, okay, you know, this world is a horrible place. You better get it while you can try to get it, right? Which these people are clearly seeing like, no, that's not what we should have done. But, you know, this acquisition of exploding those heads. Like this acquisition you just made. This is really exploding their heads. That's why there's so many. Okay, I was looking for a card, but maybe it just is not under there. So I'm gonna just leave this here. Ooh, these snoops are trying to find out about your 10 of cups and your money and everything else. But I get you got it like under wraps. Again, everything you do is cloaked. Your cups, it's gonna be in that 7 of cups. It's gonna just sit right there cloaked. And I believe that it can be cloaked for the rest of your life. That's just the way it's set up this time around. It's like whether or not you want to be in the public eye, whether or not you want to be a part of that. And I feel like you are willing to be a part of that. Like, it's kind of like one of those, like, okay, you get to choose. And in that instance, like, you were certain that it was like going to be beneficial because you didn't want to leave the only energy that exists, because essentially it's like you could exist off the grid. You could exist where no one can see you and know what you're doing and cannot, you know, watch you glow and all the rest of that. You can exist like that, you know, but ultimately this is where you belong. And that's where you're going to go where you belong. That's always been a part of it. You know, you're not going to give up your seat, you know, just to try to, you know, appease people who don't want to see you shine. It's like, no. Like, it's still that energy being pushed, like trying to make you not want to, you know, be out in front of everybody else while you're in your 10 of cups. Oh, you don't want to go off the grid? Go off the grid for what? For who? For why? I'm got it now. You can't stop it now. Can't stop, won't stop. Get down, shoot. That water energy is still here too. I feel it. Oh, the awakening is right there. And then I saw that blue on the other card. Okay, so it's been an hour. I think this is, you know, more than long enough. Let's see, what else do we want to be communicating to the collective at this time? I'll go as long as I believe I can before I have something else to do, and I think I have a bit more time. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe. I don't know. I feel okay to continue reading. Like, I'm not feeling all of that negative energy. Okay. I feel like a lot has been accomplished too by setting those boundaries and making sure that people understood that, like, okay, while they may, again, it's that 7 of cups. Like, while people may feel like or be under some impression, maybe that's what somebody else told somebody else. It's like, oh, this person has just got their head in the clouds and they're delusional right now about this, that, and the other. This person is literally just mad because you set your boundaries and they don't know. They don't know what you're doing. They couldn't imagine it if you told them. That's why you don't tell them too. But yeah, you're in this established, secure, and wealthy energy. It's like you wake up in that. You go to sleep like that, you know. Maybe next this person is gonna, like, I don't know. Maybe this, I don't know. I get an energy of like people are just trying to, like, I don't know. Maybe they're saying you're drinking even. That's wild. Yeah, this sipping cup. Maybe they're drinking. Maybe that's where they are, because I was like, I can't imagine people still in some old crazy, like, oh yeah, this person just sits around doing, like, come on, everybody. Yeah, there's no waves of emotion, of worry and fear for the collective. It's, yeah. Anyway, hold on. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, me actually taking a sip of tea and looking at this sipping card made me think a little bit more. People are realizing that this person is just very emotional and worried and fearful about whatever it is that they've done. You know, they know they're walking on, you know, something that looks like that. They could fall at any moment. And they also can see that where they're going, like they can see where they're headed too. So maybe they are getting a little bit of foresight. They see that where they're headed is not, you know, good. They're seeing basically I feel like they're seeing the rumors and the gossip and the nosiness coming back to them. So basically, where they put the spotlight on the collective, it's now on them. Like, they're under the microscope now. People are, you know, inquiring more about them. Like, wait a minute, realizing that they're karmics. Ooh, that they're the ones who are in these third party energies. They are the ones that are, you know, haters, and, you know, are the ones that needs to be learning lessons. Or maybe people are learning their lessons that, like, oh no, these people are this and they're, yeah, these people pretended to be in this nurturing, mentor, giving back type of energy, right? Because anytime cards go this way, to me, it's not good, right? That's backwards. So they pretended to be in this, like, wisdom, giving back to the community energy. And that's why people were confused. Like, why would you set boundaries with this type of person, not realizing that this person was two-faced? This person was living a double life. They probably cheated on their partner, or if this is your partner that we're talking about, they cheated on you, or if this is a friend, they backstabbed you, or a business partner, they backstabbed you, took your money, did everything along with other people to try to present this energy of, like, you being this horrible person. It's like everything that they tried to do has left them really exhausted. They are burnt out, burdened, and empty. It's literally leaving them in this energy. They're suffering in silence. Maybe either they're sleeping their you know, their time away, or they're being worked to the bone because, you know, money ain't the same anymore. And then you block them, you know, even if you have to work around these people, maybe you, like, blocked them off, like, communicating at work, because I forget some people are dealing with coworkers too. And they know, they can see you block them from being able to know about your possibilities in life. That you know, all they know is that you following your dreams, you made up your mind, and you believe in yourself. That's all they need to know. That's all they gonna see. That's all they can see. They're blocked from seeing anything else. Like I said, you at the top of that Seven of Cups, and not in any. The only mystery is what you doing, and that's not a mystery to you. Because you the one in the cup. It's a mystery to all of this clingy energy. Psychopath is coming out again. That's who's trying to get the tea. That's who's trying to see. Please stop. These clingy psychopath energies. Maybe, you know, could be all be one and the same. Could be somebody different. Okay, what happened today? Because now it's a new day. So then they're telling us something about today. So today, these clingy people, psychopath energies, are focused on the feminine energy, and maybe the longing that I feel like this is the longing that the divine masculine has for the feminine energy. Like, there is a realization of that for somebody, multiple somebodies, I don't know. They thought that this person might have felt like they were trapped, like that looking at a relationship and being with one person would make them feel trapped, like they were stuck and they had no options. But they are learning today that's not how this person feels. That's why this person, maybe this clingy, daydreaming person, is feeling real shattered. Like, wherever they are, it's raining. Even if the sun is outside, it is raining. They are broken. Maybe they're having nightmares. Maybe they even told this person, oh, maybe there was a conversation between the divine masculine, your divine masculine, and this past karmic at some point when they left, and they were like, you sent nightmares, you sent death magic, whatever, to the divine feminine and their children. And they were like, no, we just sent nightmares and those didn't work. But that was not true. That was not true. They knew that they sent those death spells as well, those unaliving spells and things like that. And, you know, I'm only being allowed to speak on this because, you know, this is an accomplishment. This is something that should be known. This is something that they were trying to accomplish that should be kind of put into the spotlight, is what I'm understanding, because the failure of these competitors shouldn't fall on innocent children. And I'm going to leave it at that. So for humanity's sake, I'll catch you on the next one. Later.